Hey guys, and welcome back to our Season 12 preview with Truro City in the English Premier League. We are here on probably the most exciting season we have ever had. Um, we're down and out a bunch of cash, but that's going to easily recover itself. I'll show you why in a few minutes. First, a look at preseason. So, what we tried to do in preseason was field test our squad against um, some of the Premier League level competition, and then we ran around and looked at a little, sort of international comparables, I'd call them, in Almeria and Marseille in a quick little tournament that we got uh, asked to participate in. So we ended up beating Arsenal 2-1 at home right out of the gate. Um, Not much to take from it other than it was competitive. We lost 4-3 to Newcastle at home. Again, competitive. A 0-0 draw to Exeter came hot and heavy. That's a tired thing. Birmingham 1-1. We got smacked by West Brom 4-1. Again, I think this was a fitness battling. We were playing like every 2 to 3 days. We smashed Fleetwood 4-1, drew away at Cardiff, and then beat Almeria on penalties. And we only lost 2-1 to Marseille, who are a really pretty darn good League One side, League One side. So I'm not really super upset about that. We only lost 2-1 to a Champions League side at the tail end of preseason, and then we went and played in a testimonial against the New Saints. We absolutely dominated the hell out of them. So we are going to open up our season at QPR. We've got a tough one against Liverpool, second round of the Capital One Cup. I don't know who they are yet. And then we will finish the month away at Crystal Palace. So Liverpool's definitely a tough one. QPR is a game we should try and snag points off, as well as Crystal Palace, although doing both of them on the road is going to be difficult. Going to the quick board, we are expanding our stadium. So let me see if I can show you what it's going to be like. Facilities. So we are currently in the middle of an expansion from our 4,700 person stadium with only 1,880 seats, which is down to 1,580 at the moment, to a 10,500 seated terrace stadium with undersoil heating. So we are going to have a much, much nicer park for when we're done with this. We still have, basically just junk facilities. We are going to start putting money into them once we start reaping the benefits of positive cash flow due to Premier League TV money in that. So that's what we're looking for in that season preview. Maybe we pull a Leicester City. We are 5,000 to 1 odds to win the Premier League. I think that's probably reasonably fair. Goal is to attempt to avoid relegation. Everton, West Brom, ourselves, Watford, West Ham down here. So my goal is to, if I can finish 14th, 15th, something like that, that's worth its weight in gold to us to stick around, because every year that we're in the Premier League is worth an absolute fortune to us. So that's what we're hoping for. So let's meet the boys and see how we're going to line up this season. So a slight little tweak to the 4-4-2 that we have been playing, and I'll explain why. So Matt Ingram is still with us in goal. My goal is to replace him next year. He should be solid enough to hold on for this season for us. Connor Livingston, we brought in a 25-year-old Scotsman. He came from Rangers, where he had 211 appearances in 10 years for them. So at 25, not bad. As a right back, so he is new to Truro City. Should be reasonably good quality for this level. He's also played some at the Scottish international level. Played reasonably well in the preseason for us, so looking forward to see what he does. Ruben Vezo is a experienced Cape Verdean center back. He's a quality center back. We got him from Getafe. He also played at Crystal Palace, so he certainly has experience in the Premier League. So we are looking forward to using him in the as a center back. Angelo Maracchio, I don't know. We'll go with that. We pulled him from Swindon. Um, he played in Pescara and Napoli as well, coming out of Italy. So he's got some Serie A experience in here. So hopefully he translates. Playing in Swindon, he spent time in the Championship. So hoping he grows in a little bit. He's 24. He hasn't capped at the full Italian level, but he's certainly been an under 21. So hopefully he's got some good skill in him in the back. Martin Lynch, we couldn't buy. Aston Villa wanted like $30 million, or yeah, 30 million for him, which I wasn't gonna pay. I like him a lot, but I don't think he's 30 million. He's only valued at 1.6. Maybe I'd pay 4 or 5, top 6 to 7.5. I wasn't paying 30. So we managed to get him back on loan. So screw it, I'll take him on that. So I'm glad to have him back as well, that we can hopefully help him develop. We managed to buy Dan Nichols. We got him on the relative cheap. He's been with us for a few years, so he will continue to play well for us. Let me just check something. Yeah, Durnley's I don't have any other backups out there. Simon Ray, we managed to sign Simon for a couple of million. I think we signed him for 3. He's had some fantastic loan spells with us. He got hurt for a little bit of the preseason, but he's dynamite. So I think 7 million we've managed to get him for. So he will continue to play for the club. Big signing that we splashed out on a 23-year-old Belgian out of Bayern Munich. He had 102 appearances with Bayern 2. Is a central midfielder to shore up the center midfield spot. He's massively highly ranked all over the place from our scouts, so he came out of Bayern. We paid a fortune for him, but I think he's going to be worth it. He's certainly starting to wake up. Dorian Michel is another one. We got him for 5.5 mil. Again, another Bayern Munich. He came out of Bayern 2 to fill in the left wing spot. We have Jordan Parry on the bench, but I just felt like he was such a big upgrade, especially in physicals and what he can do for us, that it was hard to pass up. Jake Perry, the complete forward who banged 28 in last season for us, we have managed to grab him for 6.5 million. So I'm glad to bring him into the squad. And then we still have Rafael Borré. He's 30. We'll keep him out there as our false 9. Bench-wise, I guess Seamus Kadis. So it's somewhat Turkish, but I don't have anything for that. He's just a backup keeper. He's got some potential to at least be okay at the backup level. He played some 30 appearances before he was released by Sheffield Wednesday. So he's got some Hartlepool, Braintree, Sheffield Wednesday. So he's played some stuff. I just have him on the bench as a backup. Kieran Turner, he played for us last season. He's gone backup. We picked Tyler Blackett up as a backup for the left back spot. Borja Puig is one that we picked up to back up in the midfield. Again, he's a 23-year-old Spanish midfielder. I kind of liked what he offered physically. Good passing, nice mentals along it. So we picked him up as a stopgap in the midfield. Todor Nedelev. older Bulgarian. Again, we picked him up to sort of patch the right, to kind of patch the ability to play anywhere in the midfield. He's got some okay stats. Not the fastest guy in the world, so um, he's made, he's there to just kind of hold things down. We were kind of on the cheap when we started to buy some of those guys, just to provide some increased depth and experience. So hopefully, after another season in the Premier League, we'll have the kind of money we need to step up. Will Russo is still back with us, and then Luke James we picked up as a backup striker. As well to back up in that false 9 position. Again, much more championship level experience. Bradford City, bunch in Millwall, Petersborough, Bradford, and Hartlepool. So, he's not quite Premier League, but we needed something to kind of hold on, especially if we banged into any injuries. And then we have a smattering of dudes on the bench, and I actually want to put him in here and put him out here. I'm kind of on the fence about him. But I'd like to keep Perry and that on there. So that is the squad. Tactics are the same. I am debating an alternative 4-3-3 to put out there at times because we do have Luke James that I can slot in, and we have Borja Puig, who I can slot in as well to this formation. So I have the ability to kind of go narrow 4-3-3. I may try and start working that out to see if it's something we want to do moving forward in the Premier League. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. So that's pretty much just the financial stuff for you. So we're spending a lot more money. We're making a lot more money. So we made about $5 million. A lot of TV revenue and other assorted things coming in from the preseason friendlies. So we're spending a bit more money, but this is the best screen. Projection, we're expected to have a $30 million balance at the end of this season. Crazy turnover. We're expecting a $45 million transfer budget. Next year, $89 million in the bank, 65 mil. So just continually pushing up at the end. I'm not 100% sure why it thinks we're going to lose 60 million at the end of the 28-29 season, but again, you can see that there's definitely more. We'll have much more money in the bank. We'll have far more transfer funds. It projects about a 10 million increase across the board in salary. We may slide stuff around depending on what's going on, but the first mission is to hang on. So the expectations for this season are to fight bravely against relegation, hit the 4th round, and hit the third of the FA Cup, and hit the 3rd round of the Capital One Cup. So like I said, my expectations really kind of 14th through 16th in there. I just kind of want to survive this season. I don't want to get too super crazy and make money. That's going to give us the ability to increase our facilities and really start improving things. We've got a lot of youngsters, a lot of good regens that you saw there. So hopefully as time progresses, especially at experience at this particular level, we'll continue to improve. So that's all I got for the preview, guys. So I will see you guys for the Crystal Palace game in our first shots in the Premier League. So if you guys if haven't already, please do leave a like on the video if you like what you're seeing. Do leave me any comments if you got any thoughts. I look forward to hearing from you. And I will see you at Selhurst Park for our first live com in the Premier League. So until then, guys, bye now.